Boxing King Media, powered by BYD, Mr. Spencer Fearon, the knowledge. Spencer, it's Sunday night. Thank you for jumping on for a weekly catch up.
How you doing, bro? You good?
We're very good.
Oh, before I even start, congratulations on the 1 million subs,
1 million.
subscriptions that the channel has got. You know what I mean? People don't know I've known you way before you were Boxing King Media. When you used to bring down the kids down at Rooney's gym to get allowed to arrange sparring for them. You'd come all the way down from up north to come all the way down to South London
Yeah,
for sparring. So I
I
like to see when people are progressive, and you're one of them. So congratulations on that.
I appreciate that, brother. That was 12 years ago, 12 years ago.
Yeah, well, you know what? It is what it is. Yeah, and time doesn't wait for any man.
It doesn't, and I appreciate the kind words. Let's jump into the boxing, Spence. I'm just trying to think. How are you, first of all? Had
I'm
a,
I'm I'm good. I'm good. I had a really pleasant day with my new adopted niece and nephew, um, Sienna and Jose. I took him out to Panache restaurant to get something to eat. This is their father who passed away 6 years ago now. Mr. Joseph Morris was a diamond guy, pillar of the community, and but you couldn't play with him because he was a serious man. And they also got the Legacy Foundation, which is ran in his honor. So yeah, I had time with his children today, so that was nice, and we had a really nice meal. Then we come back, did the show with me and Tundi, which is a fantastic show. I ain't gonna lie, we had Scott Welsh on it today. It was Clifton Mitchell was on it today, and also Derek Sweetley Williams, former European heavyweight champion. So it was a really good show. So yeah, did that, and I promised that I'll jump on with you. I'm not shying away from that. For some strange reason, people must think I'm gonna go and hide it. Are you stupid? Right, but it is what it is.
Yeah, we'll get to some of that stuff. The first thing I want to speak to you about is, and obviously you call the knowledge because you know the most random things from boxing history. Have you ever come across a situation where on fight day the fighter leaves their hotel and gets paint chucked at them?
Never ever. I do remember Prince Nassim Hamed going in to fight um, Wayne McCulloch, and someone threw beer at him, but I don't remember anybody throwing. I don't remember anybody throwing paint at a professional. I don't remember that.
So I'm talking about
But
Sandy Ryan situation. What do you think she did the right thing carrying on fighting, or
of
obviously
course she did.
don't know
Of
what
course
type of paint
she's
it
a
was?
fighter. She's a fighter. She's a fighter. She proved herself. She's a fighter, right? Even though she didn't get the result that she wanted, but she's a fighter. So she was correct in continuing to fight. So, you know what I mean? Props to Sandy Ryan. Unfortunate that she didn't get the result that she believed that she wanted to have. But, I think she got paid seriously well for that fight. You know what I mean? Allegedly, it's like $250,000 she got for that fight. For female boxing, that's freaking fantastic, man. It's just cool as it is. So I'm really happy for her. I hope that, I mean, she won't use it as a major deterrent, and there's still nice fights there for her to go and participate in.
Yep, crazy situation, and an even more crazy situation. And Devin Haney looking to sue Ryan Garcia for
Why is it crazy?
because
Why is that?
it's crazy because it's never happened before.
What, to sue a fighter?
Sue a fighter over obviously failing a drugs test and obviously
No,
kind of
and missing
yeah,
weight. Yeah.
yeah.
Well, the
So,
thing
so like,
about
because
the thing,
obviously, so my understanding is when you're in the ring, it's a controlled sport under rules and regulations. So you can't be done for battery and assaults because it's under like rules.
well, it is under rules, but you know what I'm saying, like, say for instance, right? Because there was a positive test on Ryan Garcia, wasn't there? Right? If he'd have died in there, what would have taken it as easy as anything? And like, oh, but there's rules and regulations. There were rules and regulations, and Ryan Garcia didn't abide by those rules and regulations, right? So I don't blame Devin Haney to be suing. I don't blame him. Whether he's successful or not, but I don't blame him not to be suing, right? But what Devin Haney really and truly should be concentrating on is coming back and fighting and getting the best out of his career. But I don't blame him to be suing. I don't blame him.
But what if would that could that open up a can of worms? Let's just say he wins his case. Every fighter that's been in the corner where somebody's failed a test, there'll be cases going all over the shop.
Well, there should be cases going all over the shop because this should be a clean sport, right? So
Yeah.
I don't think nothing wrong with what Devin Haney or his father Bill Haney are doing at all, right?
Mhm.
And I'm just going to be real with you. I don't. If they believe somebody cheated and it's been proven that somebody cheated or somebody was on some form of something, enhancement, right? If he'd have lost his life and we said, oh, we're suing, we'd all be behind him. Yeah, yeah, that's right, sue. So he should sue. Similar to what happened in the, was it, um, September 21st of 1991, when um, Michael Watson and Chris Eubank for the vacant WR super middleweight crown, and Michael Watson sued the British Border Control, right? And this is a man that is permanently damaged. And he sued because of negligence and about the time of the response units coming out for him, right? And subsequently, he got a big out of court settlement. So I'm just going to be real with you. If there is negligence, especially in this sport here where somebody could die, then if it's there to sue, then you should sue.
Okay. Um, and just moving on, obviously we spoke, in depth last week and after the AJ Dubois fight, where, you faced all the questions and the predictions that you gave in fight week, he was happy to speak about that. Since then, how is there any developments on that, your relationship with Don Charles and is there any developments on that?
Now, I've heard that Don Charles turned around today. He'll never speak to me again, right?
Where was
This,
that?
it was on, I can't remember, but we've seen on many. You don't even go on my Instagram. You can see when Don Charles is singing my praises to the hilts about um, about things that were orchestrated by myself. These are his words, not mine, right? So now, all of a sudden, now you'll never speak to me again. I think everybody knows where my gripe lays or has laid, but even for that, I mean, even today, I was being texted back and forth from Mr. Dubois, and I've said my point, and he texts back his point, but it was ended with this, and I don't need to prove it to say, oh, but I'll send it over to you anyway. He said, oh, it's okay, cool, love my bro, and that was it. I said, I love my bro, and that was it. You know what I mean? But when it comes to Don Charles, I understand how much he's put his life into boxing. And my gripe has never been with Don Charles. Don Charles has been a very supportive person, especially when mom died, right? So my gripe was never with him. But, tell the truth and shame the devil. But what I'm not going to do is get on a platform and say, like, I've got some real animosity against Don Charles, because I haven't got no animosity towards Don Charles whatsoever. And that's the God's honest truth. And you can roll with that. You know what I mean?
When we spoke about it, the fight weekend, you obviously made the prediction and like your prediction was quite out there. You wasn't holding back. He was
I
so,
wasn't, because that's what I truly believe.
and if you remember, I said to you, like, if it goes the
Yeah,
other way,
and yeah,
Don Charles, if I
what
remember,
if,
said
yeah,
Don's a really passionate guy. He's gonna put
yeah.
it on you.
And I said to
Give it
you
to
at
the-
that time, which I do not take back, that I didn't care what he thought. I'm giving you and that was an honest opinion as well. It could be fueled by other things or things that I've had with the old man, but regardless of that, that is what I believe. And 90% of the people, that's what they believe, right? I know the people that are turning around thinking that the boy was going to win, all right? And nothing has backfired on me neither. Do you know what I mean?
I want to
Nothing. I gave all up. I gave an opinion. None of these little residents can't chat to me when it comes to the historical standpoints of boxing. I eat people for, oh, come on, I'm not, I mean, you've been around me for years,
yeah,
right?
yeah,
So what it is this, is that everything happens in trends. And sometimes it is when you can control your emotions. And if I'm feeling emotionally disrespected, then you're going to hear my mouth as me being emotionally disrespected. right? Not only that, but I have a personal relationship with Anthony Joshua. And for all the people who say, oh, but you're sleeping on Anthony Joshua's ass, that's nonsense because there's times where I've been very critical of Anthony Joshua and I get, I'm the biggest Anthony Joshua hater. It's nothing further from the truth. Just like, just like, um, I had no gripe with Mr. Don Charles, none whatsoever. But because they've never been in this position before, right? Right? Certain people don't know how to, they've had so much bottled up inside of them, then they just unleash on it because everyone's getting it. He's cheating on everyone, shooting at Ben Davison, and Joshua, Derek Chisora, dude. So all these people, right? And I get it to an extent, but what I'm trying to say is this: it's like make hay when the sun's shining. So
Could,
make hay.
could that just be somebody who's just kind of like you said, kind of exploded with all that kind of not negativity, but everyone basically picking against you, and then you.
So what if people pick against you?
And obviously, he's had it 3 times back to back, hasn't he? So I can maybe
No,
understand.
no, no. It's different for
No?
this fight because this fight of this magnitude. So what if people? I don't. This is what I don't understand. I don't understand how people can be so. In this is the hardest sport in the world, right? But yet people inside the sport are not thick-skinned enough by words. They get very ruffled by words, rattled by words. You know what I mean? And what Don Charles proved the other day is that he believed in his belief came reality, right? They did. And I congratulate him for that. I don't begrudge Don Charles because I know he's come from the crowd. And I know we've shared some real deep personal stuff together over the years. But I'm telling you, off of what I'm telling you, like I stand on this. What I don't do, I don't shit on people. You know what I mean? I don't shit on people.
I spoke to Don a couple of days ago in at the GBM show, which shout out to Izzy, amazing, amazing event in Sheffield.
Nah, big up Izzy. Look, sorry, let me just say, massive big up to Izzy. Izzy phoned me today. He said, "Oh, Spence, you coming to the Commonwealth Awards? You know what I mean, I want you to be on our table." And I said, "Bro, I would love to come, but unfortunately, I've got to do things down here. I've got to do the show and everything else." And I said, "No doubt, Boxing King Media will be phoning around about 10 o'clock to do a bit the weekly roundup." So I said, I had to do that.
Appreciate that. So I spoke to Don and we spoke about the tactics, and it was quite interesting to get his perspective of, that whole Shane McGuigan viral video where he predicts the right hand, and you see Ben Davison in the corner, and quite clearly him and Lee Wiley are saying double jab, uppercut, obviously looking to set the shot up, and obviously if you watch the closing moments of that fight, there was no double jab, it was just a wild uppercut from the outside. A lot of people have took that as literal, as in his instructions were just to throw an uppercut. I think it's worth putting it out there that it was supposed to be a setup shot and then the uppercut. So I
No,
just want
regardless that was a setup shot. Yeah,
Don, what
very
I want to say to you, Spence, before I ask you the question is
gone.
Don agreed that it is the shot for Daniel Dubois, which I was surprised he said it is, but he basically said it had to be executed properly, not the way it was done.
Well, regardless whether it had to be executed properly or the way it was done, the result still remains to be the result. Okay. Now, for you guys, I'm gonna give you guys a quick tutorial lesson. Right. If you put your hands up, right, and you go double jab, right? As you go double jab, you've led in because you've closed range, yeah? Then from there, as you turn your hand in to throw your uppercut, what happens is with the uppercut, the right uppercut, your your left shoulder pulls out. If your opponent's in front of you, that means that his right hand is paramount to be thrown at you. And that's what happened. As he went to throw the uppercut, he turned out, he left himself open and he got caught. Right? Now, this is something quite simple, like you don't throw uppercuts from the outside in professional boxing, right? You can throw uppercuts from the outside if you're in a Rocky movie, right? But you can't throw uppercuts from the outside when you're in professional boxing, especially at that caliber, especially when you're up against a puncher like that. And that's what he did. It was a cardinal error, but it's nothing that can't be corrected in my mind.
Do you think, because Daniel's style, he's not a straightforward, because from what I remember in the fight was he was getting underneath the backhands, because AJ was missing a lot of straight backhands. Do you think maybe that's why he was going down the uppercut route?
No, because he was.
He's
It's
fully
not me
as
being.
well.
I'm gonna say it's not me being critical of Anthony Joshua, right? I didn't like him fighting with his hands down low. Number one, right? And I didn't like the fact that he's fighting with his hands down low from the inside. Do you know what I mean? He should have gone on the inside. You know what? The ideal fight that Anthony Joshua should watch would be Lennox Lewis versus David Tua. How you deal with a shorter man, a squat man who's a puncher, right? And how you dominate with a jab, but you dominate with a jab with authority, right? And it is about taking the center of the ring. And when you're off stepping to set the trap so you can throw the right hand. And there were no 1-2s in that. And it should have come off with a 1-2. Now you got to say in that fight, where do you see Andy Joshua for a 3-punch combination? You didn't see no 3-punch combination in there, right? You didn't see a 3-punch combination. Now if you went 1-2 left hook, right?
To be fair, not many heavyweights do they? Not many heavyweights.
No. But you can't say that. Like not many heavyweights do. Not many. Tyson Fury does it. Alexander Usyk did it. You're saying not many heavyweights. We're dealing with the elite. Anthony Joshua is elite. Reason why? Because he can mix with these guys. So therefore, I would have expected that, right? But then also I'm saying like on his movement, Anthony Joshua can move anti-clockwise by going right leg, left leg, right leg, left leg, but he doesn't know how to fight off of it. He'll just move that way, but he doesn't know how to throw shots off of it. Or if he does know how to throw shots off it, they wasn't administered in this fight. I still truly, deep down in my heart, believe that Anthony Joshua can come back. I really deep down in my heart believe that Anthony Joshua will win a rematch. But there would have to be some different changes in there for him to go and do that, right? And there's certain fighters that you need to go and study. Lee Wiley's meant to be this guy who's a tactician to break down fights or looking at fighters and blah, blah, blah. I get it. I don't know you, so I'm not going to speak ill of you. I hear your name ringing a lot. But what I am saying is, surely you would have known that you're going with a puncher. Surely you just told him to keep his hands up. Surely that would be like one of the first things. Keep your blockers. Do you know what I mean? Because as soon as your hands are up, you're taking away 50% of the chances of you getting banged on the chin, right? As soon as your hands are up and you're moving side to side, you've taken away 75% of the way of you getting hit. Law of averages, numerology.
Another narrative, obviously, it's been highlighted, this whole comment about rolling the dice. I was thinking outside the box.
Who said that? Who actually said that comment?
AJ said it, I think, and I think AJ said it, and then I think it might have been Lee Wiley who said it, roll the dice. I think all three might have said it, but the point I wanted to make was, what if they already knew the rounds 2, 3, 4 had obviously been dropped, and they had to do something significant in round 5? Could there be an element of when they were in that corner, they felt like he needs to do something significant in round to get a foothold back in the fight?
It's easy for me to sound out.
Because obviously we're all thinking the opposite.
No, bro. Sorry, sir. It's easy for me to say from the outside. But I'm saying, like, from round 1 when he got dropped, yeah, the first thing to do when he's gone back to the corner is to elongate his legs. Reason why, so the blood can run down, right? There is no stopping point. When you're sat down and you're sat down and you got bent legs, you need your legs straight out, right? Then from your legs being straight out, you take ice, not water. You take ice, and I know you got ice bucket there. You take ice, you throw it down your private parts. Why? Because the ice or your private parts gives you that feeling straight away, right?
I thought they put it on the back of the head.
No. You put that, brother. I'm telling you now. You put it down your private parts.
Okay, ice wakes you up.
Of course it does.
Okay,
go on, go try it tonight. Go in your freezer bucket, put some ice down your private, see what it does to you. Right? I'm telling you. Go on.
Not today, but I'll try it soon.
I know certain people listening. Oh, let me listen to you. Right. From you've done that, yeah, you squeeze the ears. Why? Because the ears make circulation of the blood around the points where you've just been stunned. Okay? Right? Watch old time fights. You know these things, man. Right? How to wake up fighters. So we've got this new age boxing, but certain people don't know the old age stuff as well, right?
He was.
These are the things. But like I'm saying, it's easier said than done because you're looking at 100,000 there and 100,000 people there going on. These are things that I would have done to revive Anthony Joshua if I was there or someone like me was there. How you revive a fighter, or how you let them get through. You know what I mean?
How do we know that he needed reviving? Because obviously I'm looking for signs. He was talking back and forth coherently.
Brother, he needed reviving because he just got dropped. And when he was standing up, he stumbled to his right. Did you not see that?
I'm on about round when he sat down in the round four.
No, I'm not talking about in the round four. I'm
Okay.
talking about round one. He
Okay.
was stunned round one, right? So I'm saying Anthony Joshua has a warrior spirit and a warrior heart. Definitely got a warrior spirit, warrior heart, because he don't get twisted. He caught Daniel Dubois proper with the right hand. But fair play to their game plan, what they had, because what Don Charles and Ian Druby put together, simply because he wasn't eating that many right hands. But when you think about it, the right hands were not thrown with authority; they were thrown with desperation. Do you know what I mean?
To kind of summarize it all, and because I'm going to hopefully move on to new topics next week to kind of conclude that whole thing. Who's ultimately to kind of where does the blame like? Because obviously it's a blame game, isn't it?
I'm
When
not
people have
blaming
that sort of,
nobody. I'm not Listen to me. I'm
yeah.
not blame. If I'm gonna
What
blame
I'm
anyone,
saying is, as the
if
fighter,
I,
basically does
I
not
know, if
follow the
I'm blaming
instructions.
anybody, if I'm blaming anybody, I'm blaming Don Charles and the team, his team, for what the plan that they devised, right? Which wasn't rocket science neither. Do you understand? There wasn't nothing greatly technical in there. I thought, bloody hell, there was nothing. It was like, you know what? I'm a bad boy in there, and I'm gonna show you that I'm a bad boy. And you could see by the body language. Look at the body language of just before the fight and the announcement, yeah? Don Charles and Ian Juby, they were up for it, like, right, we're going to lick off a boy's head, right? I didn't see that same energy inside Andy Joshua's corner. Like, right, we're going to lick off a boy's head. I didn't see that energy. I'm going to be real with you. I didn't see that energy, right? But the thing about it is this, I think Anti Joshua is apprehensive because of the punching power. The line, like, right, when he turned around, he said, oh, but Andy Joshua said he was shit. Because technically, I'm going to be real, it was shit. He was right to say that. It wasn't like, oh my goodness gracious, hit me with shots that I didn't know was, and it was like, oh, and the subtlety of, no, it wasn't. It was like, I'm just going to smash you. So it was a gunfight. There wasn't nothing technical in there where I could oh my goodness gracious, right? If Andy Joshua was more hands up here, as he sort of flinch from Daniel Dubois, he stuck out the jab. As he sort of flinch, he stuck out the jab. Like I said, similar to how Lennox Lewis dealt with David Tua, right? Knowing that we were in with a puncher, yeah. Or I'd watch Lennox Lewis versus Razor Ruddock. What was that? October 31st, 1992. I would watch that fight because that was a real puncher and it was just a sharpness of the shots. And Anthony Joshua didn't have it. But I still believe that Anthony Joshua could come back. And I still believe that Anthony Joshua could win a rematch. And I'd like to see Anthony Joshua take a straight rematch. When everyone's saying, oh, but he needs time to no, straight rematch, right? Just to know, right, we're going in this because this battle isn't against Daniel Dubois. This battle is Anthony Joshua against Anthony Joshua. And the person that I spoke to every day, I believe that he could come back. And that's that.
Just how ruthless is the boxing world compared to the sports? Because you will have seen it where AJ was a huge favorite because he's lost. Everyone's jumping on him. Ben Davison had a huge successful last few years, but one thing goes wrong or nothing works out, instructions don't get followed or whatever, however it played out, then they get hammered. It's a ruthless sport,
No,
boxing.
no, no. Listen to me. That is part and parcel with it. That's why, you know what I mean? Like when you say like don't let success go to your head and don't let failure get to your heart.
Yeah.
And that's what we witnessed the other day, right? I'm still a big believer in Andy Joshua just because he has been in hard fights, but they ain't been out. You know what I mean? They've been hard fights. They ain't been like, oh my word, no. He's been in hard fights. If I believe if Anthony Joshua wants it, he can come back. But I'm not taking enough away from Daniel Dubois because what he did was fantastic. I just want you to be real here. But it's got a lot to do with energy. I remember ages ago, right? I'm not taking off slants at Ben Davison because I actually like it, right? But I remember ages ago I said Ben Davison will not be able to handle Andy Joshua spiritually. Do you remember that? I don't know, on your channel as well,
I can't
right?
remember.
Yeah, yeah. When it was all announced that Andy Joshua was with Ben Davison, I said, he won't be able to handle him spiritually. And everyone said, oh, but it's working and da da da. It's working because as he was saying, I'm not here to redesign the will, right? I understand you're not here to redesign the will, but what you are meant to do is do add-ons. You know what I mean? You're meant to shine out that wheel a little bit. You know what I mean? You're meant to put some chrome on it, some alloys on it. You know what I mean? And blow it out a little bit. You're meant to do something to the wheel, right? And I think it's wrong that people are firing shots at Ben Davison. But I get it why they are, right? Because you're gonna, oh, let's blame someone. But this can't be AJ. Well, then it could be AJ as well. But what I am saying is like there are certain things where you have to deal with the corners. Kind of listen, me and Barry Smith are really good friends. But I'm gonna be real with you. If I looked at AJ's corner, AJ's corner looked prang. I'm gonna be real with you.
Looked what, sorry?
They look prang. They would look like they're in headlights. They look frightened. You know what I mean?
Based on what?
They just look nervous to me. Go watch it. Go watch the opening introductions and everything else. They look nervous to me, bro. I'm gonna be real. And that could be a thing of like they're thinking, like, well, Daniel Dubois is easy work, whatever. Maybe they underestimate Daniel Dubois. I don't know. Yeah, but AJ knew, right? This youth's he's a serious youth. He knew. But I'm just saying, I saw that apprehension and I saw how pumped Daniel Dubois was when he was going to the ring. From even down to the music, right? I'm like, right, this brother's coming to war, you know?
Okay.
Right?
Trainer of the year.
Don Charles.
Who comes close? Second.
I would have said Ben Davison, you know? But I would say Shane McGuigan won it last year, yeah? And I mean, Shane's had a very good year, right? And I would say Shane McGuigan's will be up there because not a lot of people saw Chris Smith beat Richard Rackport. And that was a very good win. A very, very good win. But then, Joel Gallagher's got to be round and about there because of the great stuff that he's done. But does Andy Lee not qualify because he's Irish? I don't know. Because Andy Lee's done excellently well with Joseph Parker. And we just got to keep that one on the 100. So, but I would say you can't argue with Big Baby Miller win. Yeah? Can't argue with that, which I tipped Daniel Dubois to win. You can't argue with the Hergovich win. Can't argue with that, neither can you. You definitely can't argue with the AJ win. So I reckon that Don Charles should be trainer of the year.
Let's see what happens. Spence, that's pretty much it. Anything else you want to add before I let you go?
No, but anyone down in Birmingham, I'm in Birmingham, City Centre, this Thursday. We're doing a homeless feed, myself and the brothers from the Almadina 313 from 2:00. So anybody
Whereabouts in Birmingham?
The city centre.
It's a big city centre, Spence.
What's it? The Bullring?
Yeah, the Bullring, yeah.
Yeah, right. So I'm gonna be down there at 2:00 to give out food and clothing because it's getting cold now as well. Food and clothing supply with the Almadina 313. So everybody who has helped with the Almadina 313, thank you so much. Billy Nelson's actually helped me. He sent me some money last year, and he's actually going to send me some money this year. We're meant to be doing something with Martin Bacoli as well. So massive thank you to Mr. Billy Nelson as well. And that is it. I'm just going to be back on the grind. And yeah, we're just going to be back on the grind and working on some great things. But I leave lastly on this one here. When people think that you have been buried, you've actually been planted. Anthony Joshua, I plead with you to come back. And that's not for selfish, greedy reasons. It's because I know you still got some big fights left in you and some big nights and some big victorious nights as well.
That's some serious motivation talk there, Spencer. The knowledge, Fearon. Thank you.